The chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy.
And I'm Chuckalicious, Chuck Williams.
Rhonda will be right back. She's setting some things up. But we are joined today by the head of the Amarillo Economic Development Corporation, Mr. Kevin Carter, right on the heels as we get ready to have a look at the state of the city economy tomorrow morning at a breakfast. Kevin, welcome to the chat. How are you doing today?
Man, great. Always a great day to be in Amarillo, Texas.
There you go.
It is. Okay, Kevin, I had a question. We were all talking about this. How big of a role does diversification, I mean it as in types of industries or types of companies, how big of a role does that play when you go out and you're headhunting for new businesses to come to?
Well, I think it's very important. Obviously, like I told you and Chuck, that we've got to make sure that we have the talent for something if we go out and recruit a new industry. But we certainly want to make sure that we have the talent, at least the talent pipeline for it. We may not have the talent exactly today, but we've got an opportunity to grow talent for a business that we don't currently have.
Right.
So that we've got a few target markets that we're looking for, or targeted industries that we're looking for, and we've stayed in that. But I tell you, diversification is huge, and our city leaders 30 years ago thought enough to start diversifying away from just ranching and oil and gas. They're certainly still important in our economy, but to venture into manufacturing, food processing. Very fortunate that they did that. I want to talk about a study that just came out last week that I had no idea that they were doing. We are projected to be, for the next decade, the number 2 fastest growing mid-sized city with our economy. That was done with a study by North Carolina. Our neighbors to the far south, Midland, is projected to be the number 1 economy over the next decade, and we're number 2. And in that article, they talk about the diversification that we've done just from being oil and gas and ranching. And so I think that makes a whole lot of difference, diversifying.
Thank you.
So how far and wide do we reach when we're looking for diversification? Is this worldwide we're looking for things, or is it we are mostly within the United States, or
I think
bordering countries?
Yeah, Rhonda, I think, obviously we are very strategic with where we look, but, we've had companies reach out from, different countries. You just have to kind of go through the process. We've had last year, we looked at a company from South America. I went to, got the fortunate opportunity to go with the governor's wife with the Texas Development Corporation over to Germany. That we looked at some German companies that are looking to expand to Texas. Nothing yet, but certainly you got to put that hook out there. You can't reel them in if you don't have the hook in the water. So I don't think we're not looking at necessarily any just one part of either the country or the world, really, to be honest. But we certainly want to be judicious and careful which companies we bring to Amarillo.
We were talking about COVID a little bit earlier, and COVID has taken a terrible taxing on everybody in the United States. But in some cases, COVID actually worked to Amarillo's favor as far as going out and, and seeking businesses. It seems to me as though it kind of worked in Amarillo's favor to a point.
Yeah, absolutely. You certainly want to be thoughtful of the folks that suffered during COVID. I mean,
Right.
it's a terrible thing, and we're still living with it. I think that's just one thing that we're going to have to do. But I think Texas and Amarillo took a much different approach than other states, especially some of our states on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's paid off. I mean,
Right.
We didn't stop manufacturing. We had some challenges, obviously, but we have the only economy that's grown, at least in Texas, that's grown 31 straight months.
Right.
With our sales tax numbers. And this month, I knew Christmas was going to be good. It was too full in the parking lots, and so our December sales tax numbers were up 9%. almost 10%, and the state average was 6.5% this month.
Wow.
So we were above the state average as
Right.
far as our increase, and that's 31 months in a row. And so, that's just hats off to our Amarillo leadership, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, Kevin, tomorrow morning you're hosting the State of the Economy breakfast at the Amarillo Civic Center. What are we going to see? What are we doing? And each year, that's the unique thing about it. We kind of do it differently. One year, I remember we
Yeah,
had like a TED
absolutely.
Talk type thing. One we had an open forum type thing. What are we going to see tomorrow morning?
And one time we had a virtual thing, and we're never doing that again. We're just not gonna
We're clear on
Never,
but
that.
ever,
let me
ever.
tell
We're
you
done.
what,
We're
my
out.
chair at the time, Scott Bentley, and I had to tape our session, and we're never taping again. But no, we're excited about tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit different, like I said, David. This is our fifth State of the Economy. The doors are going to open around 7:30. We'll try to get everybody kind of seated, and 7:45 we'll kick off. Our chair, Andrew Hall, is our new chair. He's going to kick off, and then I'll talk about this past year's projects, 2022, and what a great year it was, and then we're going to lead into. We did a study last year that Laura Street, former board member now. Hate to say that, former board member, but she was a wonderful board member. She took this. We knew that we wanted to capitalize on what we've got going on with West Texas A&M and Texas Tech, and kind of the synergy around what we've got going on with those two higher learning institutions. And so we hired a company to come in and do a study to see what we could focus, what we needed to focus on as far as a community. Not so much AEDC, we helped facilitate it, but tomorrow is going to be that introduction. So it's going to be, I've been saying, this is our hello world Tiger Woods moment. And that's what tomorrow is going to be with this organization. Tomorrow will be its launch. It will not be an AEDC thing. It will be an Amarillo thing tomorrow. And so Laura Street's going to introduce that to Amarillo and to the world tomorrow. And then about 9 o'clock or about 8:30, we're going to break off and go into breakout sessions, because we've talked about how important talent is. And so we're going to offer two different breakout sessions, and they're both going to be on talent. One of them is a lady named Rebecca Gaiman, and she's going to talk about bringing talent to Amarillo.
Right.
And then we have another lady, Amanda Ellis, that's going to talk about why folks should stay in your community. Talking about things about livability and where we can keep our talent. So you're going to have two choices there, a little bit different than we've done. So no really keynote speaker. We're going to have two of those that are going to talk about talent. So, and then we're going to try to respect everybody's time and have everybody out by 9.
Great deal. Great deal.
And we know that we've got over almost 500 RSVPs. I'm kind of getting a little nervous about food, but we'll have plenty.
Can you still come? Is there still places available?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'd love for you to be there. It's at tomorrow morning, 7:30 at the Civic Center in the Heritage Room.
In the Heritage Room, call the ADC to make your reservations, or go to their website.
Yep.
Yeah, the State of the Economy, and things are looking great in Amarillo, and it's a lot of it is due to Kevin Carter and his staff and his board at the Economic Development Corporation. They work hard. They really work hard, and the proof is in the pudding. They've delivered
Right.
in the last, and we really appreciate the hard work, Kevin, that you do coming into the community. And you weren't born here, but you're just as good as a native son. You're
Absolutely. Well, I've been here for 40 years, so, or at least
There
in
you
the
go.
area 40 years. So I've been here.
You know
All
it. You
right.
know it. Well, we look forward to tomorrow, and we look forward to a bigger and brighter 2023. And tell all your guys thank you for what they do, and thank you, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. And I want to tell Amarillo thank you we've got such a great product, and it has to do with all 200,000 people that we've got living here. We wouldn't be able to go out and sell such a great community if it wasn't a great community. So I appreciate what y'all do, and I appreciate what our citizens do, because we certainly couldn't do it without them.